title.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be doing a review on Room 234's version. It's one of my first books that I read on Wattpad, but I do want to say that if you're not into like romance, it's not for you. If you don't like unrealistic situations, it's not for you. If you don't like a little bit of delusion, it's not for you. Okay. So basically, I just want you to know that it's a 2-book series. So I'll be doing 2 separate videos on the 2 different books because I do want to just give you a little bit more detail, because if I give you just the basic summary, you'll be very confused by the time you get to the book, because you'll be like, Scarlett, this is not what you told me it was. Why you lied to me? You see? So I don't want to lie to you, because you and I are friends, you know? So I'll be doing 2 separate videos for the 2 separate books. So this one is for Room 234's version, right? So basically we have Hera and we have Lexus. Those are the 2 main leads, I guess. And so Hera is basically the very innocent girl. She's lived at home her whole life, and now she's coming across the country. She's going to a different state to go to varsity, and she'll be living on campus, which is something that she's not used to, something that her family's not used to, but it's something that she wanted to do. And then you have Lexus, who's the complete opposite. So he is very reckless. He doesn't follow the rules. He's special. Very, very special human being. So basically, I wanted to tell you that I want you to just remember that this entire book is over 1 month. 1 month. Keep that in mind. So basically, Room 234's version, she gets to school, she sees this group of people, and she's like, I'm gonna stay away from y'all guys. You guys look like trouble. And then as soon as they shout Room 234, she's going to go get her key, and said group starts looking in her direction. One of the girls from the group come up to her, and they're like, oh, so you'll be my roommate for this year. And she's like, oh God, I'm gonna be roommates with the people that I was trying to avoid. So she gets there, as they're talking on the way, she sees that she's not a bad person. So her name is Jessica. We're gonna call her Jess because that's what they call in the book. Jessica's too long of a name. So her and Jess start talking. She's like, Jess is not a bad person. So then Jess ends up inviting her to like this outing that she's going out with her friends. And Hera's like, no, tomorrow's orientation, I can't be doing that. And then Jess is like, orientation, you're not gonna miss much. Literally nobody goes, so don't even waste your time. So then, I don't know how, but she ends up convincing her to go. And before that, this Hera was showering, and she heard somebody come in, and she thought, it's probably just Jessica, so I'm not gonna like worry myself. Why was it glitching? I don't know. So she's like, I'm not gonna worry myself, it was probably just Jessica. So then she gets out of like the shower, and she goes back to go put her clothes on, and she sees that it's Lexus. Now she doesn't know who Lexus is now. She just sees this dude in her dorm, and her towel drops, she slips, and he catches her. Hey, some moments, I know. Love at first sight. Naked, by the way. So then that happens, and then they move on. They go to this outing. It's a haunted house. And then there's other people. Karen, I don't really like her, but she's part of them. And then, yeah, they go to the haunted house. Lexus is not really much of a gentleman. Disappointing. And Hera ends up going back home. And a lot happens, man. A lot happens. Her and Lexus get to talking more, because Jess sort of convinces her to keep coming on more of these like outings and parties and stuff. And her and Lexus get to talking more, and he becomes, possessive over her, and he's like, everybody knows now, that's Lexus's girl. I'll explain why in a moment. That's Lexus's girl, you don't touch her. And yeah, the story, how it goes, man, it goes, it goes, it goes. And then at some point they go to, they end up getting like a very like heart to heart moment, because Lexus was like hosting some party at his beach house, because you know he's the rich kid, and Hera is like sexually assaulted there. Like there's this drunk guy who just started like groping on her and stuff, and Lexus saw, and he's like, you know, really punched the guy to death, which I'm okay with, honestly. And then that happens. Hera faints, she wakes up, and Lexus is there, and everybody else has gone home. She's in the bedroom upstairs, and her and Lexus end up having a heart to heart, because Lexus's dad, Peter, if you read the book, you're not gonna like him either. And Peter gets there, and he's just like blabbing about all these horrible things, and her and Lexus end up having like a moment, and he realizes that, you know, he might actually start like falling for this girl. He might be starting to fall for her, and she realizes that she might be falling for him too. So then at some point, her and Lexus cough cough, sneeze sneeze, butter each other's biscuits. And yeah, the next day when she goes to school, she gets to school and she finds out she was bit, basically. So room 234's a virgin. Basically, it's a bet that every single year there'd be a virgin. I don't know how they know it's going to be a virgin, but a virgin is assigned to room 234, and Lexus deflowers said virgin, and just helps because she's the roommate. Hence, room 234's virgin. So she was the third virgin. So it is the third year of this bit thing happening, and she gets to school. She finds out that she was a bit, but then Lexus tells the school that he didn't do anything with her, and they did do things together. And then she faints. She faints a lot, actually. Come to think of it, she should actually get that checked. She faints a lot, and she ended up fainting. When she woke up, it was her brother's best friend, and he was like being super protective. And then a lot happens, and then she ends up like being close friends with excuse me, Alexis's step brother, half brother, leave it there. Nathan, and they end up being friends, and we end up finding out that Lexus is actually like a mastermind. Like he's very, very smart, and he the reason why his dad doesn't necessarily like him, I don't know how you can't like your own child, but well, you cannot like your own child. Peter proved that. And basically Lexus's mom had a mental disorder. I think it was bipolar. I think so. And he would always be talking about how Lexus inherited her mental disability and all of that, and he's just crazy, and he says all these things. And we discover all these horrible things, and the fact that Peter is basically trying to control Lexus using the fact that he is Lexus's only legal guardian, right? So then Hera doesn't like this, and she's like, you know what, we can stop, like, you know, Peter from sending you to all these mental institutions when you don't need to be there, and him giving you all these pills and whatnot. And they find out that the only way to do that is if they get married. So now, spontaneously, miraculously, out of nowhere, now they're like, okay, let's get married. So then they get married. Well, not really, but they make the preparations for the marriage. And Peter finds out. He calls Hera, and he gets to her, and he's like, don't marry my son, otherwise... Oh, he started like revealing some family secrets of hers that weren't even that true, and it really like got to her. So she ended up calling Lexus when he was in the car, and excuse me, my throat. She ended up calling Lexus, and he was in his car driving to her dorm, I think, because they got the dress done, they have a venue, everything is set. And so this dress is very important. I'll tell you. Let me tell you now so that you know in the second video. This dress basically, they went to a designer to have it custom made, and it basically, so Hera has these scars because her dad used to abuse her. And this dress sort of molds to her scars, and it just looks gorgeous on her. And when she calls Lexus, she tells him, no, you and I can't be together anymore. You're a horrible person. You're crazy. She says all these lies. And Lexus gets into a car accident. And life also. Just death. He gets into an accident, and she finds out that he's dead. She gets to the hospital, and Peter tells her, Lexus is dead, and it's all your fault. And now everybody hates Hera, because if she didn't make that phone call, he would have not died. You know? So, yeah.